Mara gripped the armored gauntlet and yanked the limp figure from the pod's jagged maw. Acrid smoke clawed her throat. Flames roared behind, devouring twisted metal. The alien woman weighed twice what Mara expected, dense muscle under segmented plates. Mara's boots skidded on scorched regolith. She dug in, biceps burning, and dragged her clear. 10 meters out, Mara dropped to her knees beside the casualty. The chest plate hung open, exposing a ragged gash. Purple blood bubbled from torn flesh, hissing where it met superheated air. Mara slapped her medkit open. She primed the field foam canister. One hiss sealed the wound. Foam expanded, hardening into a flexible plug. Purple ichor slowed to a seep. Next, clamps. Mara threaded microtensioners around the foam's edges. They bit in, staunching the flow. Vital signs flickered on her wrist scanner. Pulse erratic, oxygen crashing. The alien's helmeted head lolled. Mara unlatched the seal. It hissed free. Scaled face emerged. High cheekbones, slit pupils, mandibles framing a lipless mouth. Female by the secondary gill slits. No time for species ID. Mara grabbed a tourniquet for the leg laceration. The alien's hand snapped up. Clawed fingers locked around Mara's wrist. Pain lanced through bone. The grip crushed like a vice, servo gloves amplifying raw strength. Easy, Mara said.
Her voice stayed level.
Let go. The alien's eyes cracked open, golden slits narrowing.
She rasped in guttural clicks, subsonics vibrating Mara's teeth. Not standard.
Not even close. Mara twisted free with a medic's practice jerk. She palmed the broad-spectrum sedative. Needle plunged into the neck scales. Dosage maxed for mass. The hand slackened. Eyes rolled back. Mara exhaled. She tagged the patient. Unknown civilian. Severe thoracic trauma. Wrist scanner beeped. Blood match initiated. Galactic database pinged distant relays. Might take hours in this fringe sector. Mara rigged a stabilizer harness. She hoisted the alien onto her back. Pain throbbed in her wrist, but adrenaline shoved it aside. Evac beacon pulsed. Captain Hale inbound. Distant thunder rolled. Not thunder. Engines. Mara crested the ridge. Her field shuttle squatted on cracked planes, ramp down. Juno Hale leaned from the cockpit, flight suit smeared with dust.
Phew. Crazy.
That's alien gear. Dump her and board, Mara lumbered up the ramp.
She's stable. Strap in.
Juno slammed controls. Biometrics screaming hostile signatures. We're ghosted in 10. Ramp, wind, shut. Mara eased the alien onto the medbay slab. She hooked IVs, universal plasma bridge, starting drip. Scanner hummed. No matches yet. Rare species. Engines thrummed. Shuttle lurched skyward.
Juno's voice crackled.
Bogies on tail. Dissident hunter. Sable unit. Loxar transponders. Mara braced. The alien stirred. Mandibles twitched.
Stay down, Mara murmured. She checked clamps.
Boom held. Hull shuddered. Laser fire stitched past. Juno banked hard.
Evasive. 2 minutes to jump. Mara locked the slab.
She grabbed a trauma scanner. Deep tissues lit up. Shrapnel near the spine. Her fingers danced over tools. Probe extended, snaring fragments. The alien's hand flexed. Tourniquet cord snapped taut. Claws dug in. Mara froze. Golden eyes locked on hers. Full awareness. You're awake, Mara said. No fear. Just fact. The alien crushed the tourniquet in one fist. Carbon weave shredded like paper. She sat up, foam cracking but holding. Voice emerged, halting standard laced with authority. Human? Why? Mara didn't flinch. You were bleeding out. I stopped it. Shuttle bucked. Alarms wailed. Juno yelled, Brace! Incoming! The alien Empress Vera Ka, though Mara didn't know it yet. Scanned the bay. Her gaze lingered on Mara's bruised wrist, the mark of her own grip. Vera's mandibles clicked. She tested the foam seal. Solid, clamps firm. No demands? No scan for rank? Rank doesn't clot wounds. She pressed it home. Vera hissed but held still. Pursuit drones swarmed the viewport. Sable Unit N0X led them. Sleek black predator, biometric sniffers locked on Vera's trail. Imperial dissidents wanted their Empress dead, symbol or not. Juno twisted the shuttle through asteroid debris. Jump drive spooling. Hold on. Vera gripped the slab edge. Her free hand hovered near Mara's kit, then dropped. Trust flickered in those slits. Human hands had pierced her armor, sealed her life. Reality warped.
Jump engaged.
They dropped into void space. Drones fell behind. Mara slumped against bulkhead. Scanner pinged. Blood match hit. Imperial Registry. Empress, Mara whispered. The tag updated. Vera Ka. Legendary warrior ruler. Hiding as civilian to test loyalties, Vera's eyes widened fractionally. She knew humans treated fast, efficient, but this... compassion without quarter, skill without awe. Her court healers demanded fealty first. Why hide? Mara asked, voice steady. Vera's claws retracted. Traitors hunt, test true aid.
She tapped the foam.
Yours holds. Shuttle alarms reset. Juno patched through. Clear space. Relay buoy ahead. Vizier ruined signal. He's calling extraction. Mara nodded. Political crisis brewed. Rescuing an Empress flipped human neutrality into alliance bait. Vera swung legs off slab. She stood, towering, armored frame dwarfing Mara. Yet she offered a gauntlet, palm up. Gesture of equals. Wrist ached, but grip held. Distant ping escalated. Sable unit jumped in pursuit. Biometrics, unerring. Juno cursed. They're on us again. Vizier's flotilla 30 minutes out. Vera's mandibles set. They track my blood. Your foam blocks? Mara checked composition. Partial. Needs booster.
She mixed a sealant variant.
Vera bared the wound site. Foam reinforced, now laced with human nanoclotters, alien-proof. Vera flexed. No seep.
Explosions rocked the hull. Sable unit closed. Void lances charging.
Juno evaded. Flotilla Ada dropping. Runs hailing. Vizier Talon's face filled the comms. Angular features, court robes.
Empress, evac protocols, symbol secure.
Vera snarled subsonics. Talon paled. Mara ignored him. She handed Vera a stim pack. For the pain. Vera injected. Power surged through her. She crushed another loose panel in reflex, strength returning, amplified by human meds. Sable unit fired. Shuttle spun. Juno yelled, point defense hot. Mara strapped in. Vera loomed protective, claws splayed. Flotilla emerged from jump, warships bristling. Vizier's voice boomed. Sable unit neutralized. Empress board the flagship. Shuttle docked hard. Ramp dropped to Imperial Bay. Warriors knelt, scaled ranks, eyes wide at the human medic trailing their ruler. Talon approached, bowing low to Vera. My liege, the symbol endures. Vera waved him off. She turned to Mara. You, human. Name? Keen.
Dr. Mara Keen.
Talon sputtered.
She touched Vera's glare, silenced him. She saved. Without bargain. Warriors murmured. Humans. Fragile. Yet they mended without conquest. Extraordinary. Mara scanned the bay. Hostiles contained. For now. Sable unit wreckage drifted outside. Vera leaned close. Voice, low. Trust, begins. Bond holds. Mara nodded. Compass had sparked it. Survival sealed it. But scanners pinged anew. Dissident, arm me! The alien Empress spat the command in harsh clicks, her mandibled jaw snapping like cracking chitin. Dr. Mara Keen didn't flinch. She fired up her bone saw. The whine cut the smoky air of the wrecked dropship. Sparks flew as the blade chewed through segmented armor plating over the alien's torso. Black ichor welled from beneath, thick and acrid. The patient, massive, scaled, female by the secondary vents, thrashed weakly. Claws scraped whole metal. Her multi-lidded eyes fixed on Mara, glowing amber with fury and pain. Mara pinned the limb with her knee. Human muscle against alien might.
She held.
You're shredding your own guts.
The med drone hovered, patching linguistics. It chirped, translating subharmonics. Harsh clicks resolved into words. Imperial dialect, old and edged. You dare defile me, soft skin? Grant weapon. I end this. Mara sliced the last plate free. It clattered to the deck, slick with blood. Beneath, a jagged internal tear pulsed ruptured organ casing from the crash. No weapons. Not till I fix this. The alien lunged. Mara dodged, scalpel flashing to sever a loose tendon flap. Ichor sprayed her gloves. She clamped a bleeder. Try that again and you bleed out before your enemy arrives. Footsteps pounded outside. Tracker beeps echoed. Sable Unit N0X, closing fast. Biometric lock-on. The alien scent trail led it here. Mara's comm buzzed. Keen, it's hail. Shuttles inbound. ETA 2 mics. You done playing doctor? Not yet. Mara threaded a suture needle. Nanosalant beaded on the line. She pierced the tear's edge, pulling tight. The alien hissed subsonics that rattled Mara's teeth. Warrior's death honors, the alien growled through the drone. Not this. Mercy. Mara tied off the stitch.
Mercy keeps you fighting. She packed the wound with regen gel.
Human formula. Universal binder. It phoned. Sealing. A burst transmission pinged the wreck. Static crackled. Alien code. Dissident freak. Mara slapped her comm. Hail. Power down all channels. Now. Copy. Comms dark. Shuttle engines throbbed closer. The alien's claws flexed, strength returning. You deny my command. Execution. Forget it. Mara injected a broad-spec antibiotic. Infection kills faster than pride. She scanned vitals. Pulse stabilizing. Can you walk? The alien tested limbs. Rose to full height, towering, plated like a nightmare beetle crossed with royalty. I command legions. Not crawl. Mara grabbed her medkit. Strapped it tight. Legions won't save you from that hunter out there. Hull shuddered. Void lance fire scorched the breach. Sable unit breached the outer seal. Red optics gleamed.
Target acquired. Empress Veraka.
Terminate. Mara's drone glitched on the name. Empress? She shoved it aside.
No time. Run. Vera snatched Mara by the collar.
Lifted her like a kit. Bolted for the exit. Claws gouged handholds. Sable unit pursued. Lances charging blue death. Shuttle ramp dropped. Captain Juno Hale waved from the cockpit, face pale under her helmet.
Move. Flotilla's 30 out. Vera hurled Mara aboard.
Leaped in. Ramp slammed. Juno punched throttles. G-forces pinned them. Mara strapped Vera down, ripped open a trauma kit. Hold still. She probed the sutured tear. Stable, but stress reopened slightly. Vera's eyes narrowed. Soft skin knows my title, yet cuts without Neil. Dr. Mara Keen.
Field medic. Rank, doesn't bleed different.
Mara daubed antiseptic, injected a pain blocker. Explosions rocked the hull. Sable unit matched pace, void lances spitting. Juno yanked evasive. Point defense, eating my tail. Vera snarled, claws splayed protective over Mara.
Human frailty, yet men's Empress.
Mara ignored the praise, checked O2 levels.
Low. She cracked an emergency breather, human mix, laced with alien-compatible oxyboost.
Shoved the mask to Vera's vents. Breathe.
Vera inhaled. Pupils dilated.
Human chem surged her veins. She crushed a buckling panel in reflex. Armor groaned. Juno whooped. Flotilla jumping in, warships everywhere. Imperial dreadnoughts materialized. Bristling guns shredded the Sable unit.
Debris bloomed.
Docking clamps thudded. Ramp hissed open to a vast bay. Scaled warriors knelt in ranks, crests low. Eyes widened at the human tumbling out behind our Empress. Vizier Talon Rune swept forward in court robes, angular face twisted. Empress. Evac protocols engaged. The symbol endures. Vera waved him off. Towered over Mara. You, human. Name again. Keen.
Dr. Mara Keen.
Mara scanned the bay. Med stations primed. No immediate threats. Talon sputtered. A soft skin touched the divine chassis. Unprecedented. Vera's glare iced him. Talon bowed deeper. Warriors murmured. Humans fragile shells, unbreakable will. They heal without tribute. Ignored the stares. Need a full scan, Empress. That tear could fester. Vera reclined. Allowed the indignity. Trust begins here, Keen. No bargain. No conquest. Mara nodded. Ran the drone over scaled hide.
Just doing my job.
Scanners pinged. Bay alarms wailed soft. Talon checked a console. Face drained. Dissident signatures. Infiltrators aboard. Biometric ghosts. Sable unit was scout. Warriors rose, blades humming. Vera's claws flexed. She pulled Mara close. Protective shadow. They hunt the symbol. You mended it. Mara gripped her hypo. Then we fight smart. Where's the breach? Talon pointed corridors. Engineering decks.
Saboteurs rigging reactors. Juno burst from the shuttle.
Rifle slung. Pilots got your six, Doc. But this ship's a powder keg. Vera stood. Regen gel held. Human meds burned fierce. We purged them, together. Mara followed. No heroics, just triage. One bleed at a time.
Dissident shadows slunk through vents. Blaster fire cracked.
A warrior fell, gut shot. Mara dropped beside him. Packed the wound. Pressure here. Vera cleaved a saboteur. Ichor splashed. Human saves even foes? Everyone bleeds. Mara dragged the warrior clear. Injected stim. Talon coordinated from rear. Empress exposed. Regrouped to throne vault. Juno laid suppressing fire.
Keen, you're crazy. These bugs lead us.
Vera shielded the group. Claws rent armor. She sparks loyalty. See. Another ping. Core breach imminent. Mara eyed schematics on her wrist pad. Human hack, universal port, vent the section, flush 'em. Talon balked. Risk to hull integrity. Vera nodded. Do it. Warrior sealed bulkheads. Vents roared. Dissidents screamed into void. Silence fell. Bay secured. Vera turned to Mara. Voice low. Clicks warm. Bond holds healer. Galaxy watches. Mara wiped ichor hands. Scanners cleared. For now. Good. Now rest. Or that tier reopens. Warriors knelt anew. Not just to Empress. To the human who stitched empires. But deep scans whispered. Deeper threat. Dissident lordship stirred. Vera's test complete. Human compassion true. Yet politics loomed. Symbol versus self. Vizier requests. Audience, my liege. The soft skins roll. Complicates court. Vera's mandibles clicked laugh. She complicates survival. Promote her.
Mara blinked. No time for titles.
Alarms flickered again. Incoming hail. Unknown fleet. Dissidents. A black drone hummed at the canyon rim, its red sensor eye sweeping the shadows below. Mara held the antidote needle steady over Vera's scaled abdomen. The alien warrior's breaths rasped in shallow clicks. Ichar seeped from the fresh suture line where Mara had yanked the barbed shard minutes ago.
Stay still,
Mara whispered. Her gloved fingers didn't tremble. Years in disaster zones had burned that out. Vera's mandibles parted. One golden eye fixed on the drone. Kills for the dissident lords. The drone's shadow flicked across jagged rock walls. Thermal scan, probably.
Sent too if it matched Imperial tech.
She jabbed the needle home. Pushed the plunger. Vera hissed. Muscles clenched under Mara's palm. Antidote flooded the wound. Neutralized toxin Mara had bottled from the shard's drip. Portable spectrometer had ID'd it fast. Neuroparalytic. Keyed to Vera's biology. Lab cartridges spat out the counteragent in under 5 minutes. Drone whirred closer. Mara yanked the needle free. Pressed a fresh seal pad. Tent first. Move. She'd rigged it an hour back right after crash landing their evac shuttle in this rift valley. Negative pressure canopy from her medkit. Unfolded alloy struts. Spun a microfilament skin. Pump sucked air inward, collapsing thermal bloom and venting scents through a charcoal filter. Pulled the rig over Vera mid-extraction of the shard. Warrior had grunted approval, claws flexing but not striking. Now drone pinged. Mara sealed the tent flap. Dragged Vera's pallet sled inside by harness straps. Juno spooled the shuttle. Quiet thrust only. Captain Hale crouched at the rim overlook. Rifle braced. Keen, that's Sable Unit N0X. Imperial Black Ops gone rogue. One ping and it calls the pack. Evacs 2 clicks out. We hump it silent. Mara checked Vera's vitals on her wrist pad. Pulse steadying. Toxin levels dropping. She's stable. But not for a firefight.
Vera gripped Mara's forearm. Scales rasped synth leather.
Soft skin heals without oath. Why? Blood's blood. Mara packed the sled. Toxin vial secured. Spectrometer stowed. No time for philosophy. Debt paid. Talon slunk from cover, Vizier's robes torn. His multifaceted eyes darted. Empress, the court fractures. Dissidents hail from the fleet wreckage. Your survival ignites civil war. Feyraz's laugh clicked low. Then ignite it walking, fixer. Healer leads. Mara froze mid-strap. Empress? The warrior she dragged from the breached bay, packed gut shot amid venting screams. Pieces clicked. Warriors kneeling. Talon's deference. Not just a fighter. A ruler. Drone dove. Laser etched the rock 5 meters off. Go. Mara shoved the sled. Low-grav canyon. Easy push. She sprinted beside, boots silent on scree. Juno flanked rear, suppressing shots cracking faint. Crazy keen. Royals mean entanglements. My contracts extract and bounce. Contracts breathing. Mara vaulted a fissure. Sled hummed over it on maglift. Vera clutched the side, claws scoring alloy. N0X drone banked, firing micro-missiles. Explosions bloomed behind, shrapnel singing. Talon stumbled. My liege, Vera snarled. Extended a blade arm from her pauldron. Sliced a tumbling boulder clean. Vizier guards symbols. She guards life. Mara's scanner pinged. More drones inbound. Rim swarmed with black specks.
Relocate now. Shuttle ramp in 30.
They plunged deeper into the canyon. Wind howled through vents, masking steps. Mara checked the tent filter, holding pressure negative. No thermal leak. Vera's voice rasped.
Humans.
Fix without gain? Mara dodged overhang drip. Disasters don't check ID.
You were bleeding. Done.
Warrior's eye gleamed. Dissidents hunt my line. Tested you in the bay. Foes bleed same? Yep. Mara pulled a stim tab, slapped it to Vera's neck. Adrenaline surge. Up. Walk assist. Vera rose on the sled, testing legs. Stepped off, towering. Shielded Mara from a crosswind gust. Juno whistled. She's moving. Your brew? Teamwork. Mara eyed the vizier, lagging. Talon, flank left. Signal patterns? He chittered assent, robes flapping. Slid into shadow. Drones multiplied. 6 now, netting the rim. 1 dropped low, grapnel firing. Vera cleaved it, mid-air. Wreckage sparked. N0X traces biometrics. Mine and yours, healer. Bonded by touch. Mara cursed inwardly. Her gloves off during surgery. Skin contact logged.
Then we break trace. Shuttle has jammer.
Juno fired full auto. 2 drones shredded. Ramp hot. 20 seconds. They burst from the defile. Shuttle squatted on dusty flat, ramp yawning. Juno vaulted aboard first, thrusters spooling, whisper quiet. Talon boarded. Hesitated at Mara. Soft skin elevates chaos. Court will demand your excision.
Vera shoved him inside. Turn to Mara.
She elevates empires. Shard wound tugged as Vera lifted Mara aboard like a kit. Ramp wind shut. Acceleration pinned them. Canyon receded. Drones pursued. Lasers pitting hull. Juno banked hard. Strap in. Punching Atmo. Mara braced beside Vera. Warrior's claw rested on her shoulder. Not grip. Anchor. Biometrics entangled. Vera murmured.
Dissidents and us both.
Mara patched a hull alert. Then we end them first. Vizier Talon stiffened. Empress protocol. New protocol. Vera's mandibles clicked resolve.
Keela advises. Shuttle shuddered.
Alarms blared. Lock on from orbital hunter pack. Juno grinned over comm. Hold tight. Human hack incoming. Mara synced her wristpad to navcore. Universal port exploit, same as the ship vent. Flooded drone freaks with junk code. Drones veered, colliding. Fireballs, streaked. Clear. Vera watched Mara work. Golden eyes wide. Ordinary compassion, rewrites wars. Mara wiped sweat. Just medicine. Talon leaned forward. The fleet hails again. Dissident lordship offers terms. Your death or abdication. Vera rose, wound sealed. Stance regal. Counter. Human alliance. Alliance? Her? Field medic, not diplomat. Juno whooped. Atmo clear. Relay inbound. But scanners lit. Massive shadow eclipsed stars. Not dissident. Imperial dreadnought. Weapons hot. Vera tensed. My court? Or trap? Talon paled. Vizier rune loyal. But symbols demand purity. Hail cracked open. A voice boomed Talon's dialect. Empress Vera Ka, stand down. The soft skin contaminant must be purged. Mara gripped her kit. Compassion had stitched an empire. Now it drew the blade. Vera's claw tightened on her shoulder. No purge. Dreadnought fired warning lances. Shuttle bucked. Juno evaded. Keen, your call. Mara eyed schematics. Human medrig doubled a signal jammer. 1 dose left in cartridges, weaponized. Board them, she said. I fixed this. Vera nodded. Trust sealed in Icaran code. But deep scans whispered worse. N0X core unit inbound. Biometric lock. Unbreakable. They docked amid blaring klaxons. Warriors swarmed the bay. Loyalists, blades drawn. Talon stepped forward. My liege. The human. Vera cleaved his words. The human lives. Or I fall.
Mara pushed past kid open.
Not for wounds. For antidote to politics. A shadow detached from bulkhead. SA, shadow detached from the bulkhead. Sable Unit N0X locked onto Vera's scent trail, its optic slits glowing crimson, claws extended with a hydraulic whine. Mara shoved her med kit forward. Back off. She's stable, needs no purge. Warriors froze, blades half drawn.
Talon sputtered.
Soft skin, you dare. Vera's arm blurred. She hurled Talon aside without a glance. He slammed into a console, robes tangling. The human speaks for me. N0X ignored them. It pounced, targeting Vera's neck wound. Biometric lock sang in its core. Empress signature match. Terminate. Juno yanked Mara back. Shuttle tether groaned under strain.
Keen, we bolt. That's no grunt. It's a hunter.
Mara twisted free. Her rig's jammer dose hummed in her palm. One shot. Empire politics be damned. She'd bought Vera's trust with sutures, not speeches. Cover me. Warriors surged. Loyalist blades clashed against Vera's guards. Her personal detail materialized from the docking bay shadows. I-Core sprayed. Vera met N0X head-on. Her claws raked its chassis, sparks flying. The unit twisted mid-air, tail spikes stabbing her thigh. Vera roared. Pain fueled her strike. She pinned N0X to the deck, cracking its armor.
Traitor forge scum. Mara sprinted through the melee.
Boots skidded on grated floor slick with fluids. She slammed the jammer cartridge into her rig's port. It whirred to life, broadcasting a human frequency pulse, calibrated for Earth tech. Alien biometrics blind to it. Its lock stuttered. Vera's scent scrambled. In its sensors. The unit's optics flickered. Target? Contaminated. Got you, Mara muttered. She lunged, jamming the rig's emitter against N0X's core vent. Pulse fired. Circuits fried with a pop, smoke billowed. N0X spasmed once, then powered down. Claws retracted. Dead. Warriors halted. Blades lowered. Talon staggered up, eyes wide on the smoking husk.
How? Biometric seals unbreakable?
Human? Jammer? Vera released the corpse. She gripped Mara's arm, claws gentle despite the blood dripping from her new wound. She breaks what she mends. Juno whistled from the shuttle ramp. Docking clamps free. We dust now? Alarms blared. Dreadnought bulkheads sealed. No, Vera said. My throne awaits. Human comes. Clean slice. No artery. I seal this. You don't bleed out mid-coronation or whatever. Veri's mandibles clicked amusement. Bold. Granted.
Talon bowed low. Empress, the court demands purity.
Alliance with Softskin. Demands met. Vera's voice cut like a blade. She saved me thrice. Shuttle crash. This. Mara worked fast. Nanite spray knit flesh. Vera's strength held. Alien physiology tough. But human seals held faster. Walkable. Warriors parted.
They marched the corridor, Vera's limp fading with each step. Mara matched pace, kit slung.
Juno trailed, scanner beeping. Fleet inbound. Dissidents scramble. Holo displays flickered. Dissident armada massing at system edge. Imperial banners waved. Captain saluted. My liege, purge protocols active on Softskin. Veda mounted the command days. Cancel. Doctor. Mara Keen integrates. Her compassion binds wounds and foes. Mara stood firm amid stares. Alien eyes measured her. Frail frame, no armor, blood-flecked scrubs. Whispers rippled. Soft skin. Hello. And zero axe. Slayer. Talon activated comms. Fleet hails, Empress. Lordship Krell demands abdication. Vera's claws flexed. Thatch through. Hollow bloomed. Krell's scarred face sneered, flanked by hunter packs.
Vera Ka, pretender. Your wounds weaken the throne.
Yield or perish.
Vera straightened.
Mara felt the Empress's frame hum with restrained power. Pretender. I stand healed. By human hands. Krell laughed. Human? The contaminant? Purge it. Vera nodded to Mara. Speak, medic. Mara stepped forward. Heart pounded, but she'd faced triage pits worse than sneers. Your dissidents hit her shuttle. I patched the Empress. No titles asked. Just bleeding stopped. Krell's optics narrowed. Soft-skin tech fails warriors. Worked on your N0X. Mara tapped her rig. Jammed its lock. She's alive. Empire, intact. Silence gripped the bridge. Warriors leaned in. Krell's face twisted. Impossible. Biometrics? Vera smirked.
Alliance proposed. Medics for your packs.
Jammers for your hunters. Krell hesitated. Fleet icons shifted on hollow hesitation spread. Juno murmured. They're buying it. Talon paled. Empress, symbols, evolve. Vera's claw rested on Mara's shoulder. Protective. She chose me blind. Now choose her. Explosions rocked the dreadnought. Torpedoes inbound. Krell's voice barked. Test your soft skin. Warriors manned stations. Vera pulled Mara to attack console. Your rig? Adapt for shields? Mara scanned schematics. Human field meds had EMP bursts for cauterizing. One mod. Boosts your harmonics. Do it.
Fingers flew. Mara overclocked the cartridge residue.
Plugged in to console. Pulse surged. Shields flared 20%. Torpedoes detonated harmlessly. Crew gaped. Shields hold. Soft skin boost. Krell's hollow flickered. What sorcery? Compassion. Vera advanced. Yield, lordship, or join N0X. Fleet icons blinked surrender. Krell bowed. Terms accepted. Alliance?
Tested! Bridge erupted in roars!
Warriors thumped chests. Talon knelt. Forgive my doubt, liege. Vera turned to Mara. You sought no rank. Gained empires. Mara shrugged. Just did my job. But Vera's grip lingered. Warm. Cross-species bond, sealed in fire and code. Juno grinned. Evacs yours keen? Or you queen's pet now? Alarm spiked anew. Deep scan pinged. Secondary N0X swarm. Biometrics rerouting. Vera's eyes hardened. Hunters adapt. To arms. Mara reloaded her rig. Empty now. But she'd improvise. Compassion's blade cut deepest. Dreadnought shuddered. Swarms breached outer holes. Vera drew her blade, pulling Mara behind. Stay close, medic. We end this. Mara nodded. No purge, no fall. Human hands held the line. Hours blurred into breach alerts. Mara crouched in auxiliary medbay, rigging scavenged alien parts. Vera's warriors funneled N0X units here. Choke point. Ichar pooled ankle deep. Vera burst in, blade dripping. Fresh gash across her arm. Swarm cores link. Your jammer? Ready. Mara pressed sealant. Consent given with a nod. Breaks their net. First N0X vaulted crates. Optics locked. Mara fired the rig. Pulse wave hit. Units stuttered. Claws slashing air. Vera cleaved too. Effective. Talon arrived, plasma rifle hot. Empress, evacuate. She disarmed him again. Rifle clattered. No harm. Just lesson. Talon snatched it up. Fired. Juno's voice crackled. Shuttle prepped. Dissidents fleeing. But core breach. Mara's rig overheated. Mara slammed the rig's casing shut. Sparks died under her palm. Overheat warning blinked red, but the pulse wave lingered in the air. N0X units twitched on the deck, optics flickering offline. Vera spun from her last kill. Blade dripped ichor. Medic. Status? Jams holding. Mara wiped sweat from her brow. Her hands shook, but she grabbed the med case. Vera's fresh gash wept sealant.
No time for full patch.
Talon fired again. Last N0X crumpled. He lowered the rifle. Empress. The core breach spreads. We must. Secure the bay.
Vera, cut him off.
Pain etched her scales, but she straightened for Mara. Juno's voice crackled through the shuttle link. Keen. Hull integrity at 42%. Get your asses moving. Mara nodded to herself. First, stabilize. She dragged Vera to the med slab. Sit. Arm up.
Consent came as a sharp nod. Mara injected broad-spectrum nanomend.
Human grade, calibrated on the fly for Vera's biology. Vera hissed through the burn.
Your poisons work fast, not poison.
Bridge, Mara synced her wristpad to the slab scanners. Vitals streamed. Elevated pulse, toxin traces from N0X claws. She tapped remote consults. EarthMed relay, this is Keen. Priority Alpha. Alien female. Saurian morphology. Gash with neurotoxin. Sending scans. Static buzzed. Dr. Singh's voice patched in from orbit. Keen? That's no battlefield wound. Vitals scream royalty. Block those channels. Mara's fingers flew. She firewalled palace feeds. Imperial sigils blinked out on her display. No access. Vera's secret stayed hers. Done. Singh continued. Countertoxin. Up the nanodose 20%. Rehab protocol next. Human PT drills. Build her strength without overload. Vera's eyes narrowed. You speak to ghosts? Colleagues. Mara adjusted the drip. They confirm. You'll walk. But train now. Pain management first. Alarms wailed anew. Distant blasts rocked the dreadnought. Talon checked his rifle. Dissident reinforcements inbound. Empress, the court summons. She gripped the slab edge. Mara guided her arm through the first drill. Slow circles, then flex. Human rehab basics. Earthquake survivors back home did this blind.
Vera. Ridded fangs. Child's play.
Effective play. Mara matched her rhythm. Breathe into it. Control the hurt. Don't fight it. Vera mirrored. Muscles tensed. Released. Color returned to her frills. Talon burst forward. Empress, the Zier rune demands turnover. The court insists. Symbol of the Empire cannot fall to a human tent doctor. Mara steadied her elbow. Rune's hologram flickered in from the pad. Unblocked court channel. The vizier's robe swirled like oil. Dr. Keen, release her supremacy. Recovery pod awaits in the Grand Hall. Imperial medics, stand ready. Mara didn't pause the drill. She's mid-rehab. Toxin purge incomplete. Handover risks cascade failure. Rune's tendrils twitched.
You presume to dictate? She is the throne incarnate.
She's bleeding.
Mara locked eyes with the hologram. Vitals private. No access. Locked medcase stays with her. Vera's frill flared approval. Talon shifted, rifle low. Rune leaned in.
Insolence. The court will raise this bay.
Try it. Mara sealed the case biometrics, thumbprint and Vera's scale sample. Click, locked. Evac first, then politics. Hologram vanished. Bulkhead rattled. N0X pinged on sensors. Adapting, rerouting. Vera stood unaided. Discontinue. Drills done.
They test you.
Mara packed the case. Juno, path clear? Negative. Tracker swarm on your tail. Biometrics locked on her blood. Mara scanned the Ichor pools. Vera's blood shimmered distinct, royal markers, and 0X followed that scent like hounds. Idea struck. She grabbed sealant vials. Decoy time. Mara punctured a sample from the slab's waste tray. Vera's filtered blood, mixed it with Ichor slurry. Human trick, disaster zones, fake trails pulled looters. She smeared the mix on a drone from the base scrap. Programmed it for vents toward engineering. Opposite evac. Launched. Drone, word away. Sensors lit. N0X signatures veered. Vera watched, wrapped. Clever. Blades kill. This saves. Mara slung the med case. Juno, we're coming. Talon led point. Vera flanked Mara, blade ready. They dashed corridors slick with debris. Warriors peeled off N0X at choke points. Vera's loyalists, holding for the Empress they half knew. One warrior bowed low as they passed. My liege, Vera pressed on. No reveal. Trust built in silence. Evac hatch neared. Juno's shuttle thrummed beyond, but deep scan screamed. Secondary swarm flanked the decoy. Cores linked again. Ambush vector, Talon yelled. N0X burst from side vents. 6 units, claws primed. Vera shoved Mara behind crates. Blade sang. She cleaved the lead. Talon plasma blasted another. Mara dropped to knees. Medcase open. Improv grenade, sealant foam plus nanocharge. Human field hack. She lobbed it. Foam exploded, hardening midair. N0X tangled, thrashing. Vera finished them. Panted. Gash, held, no tear. Juno's ramp dropped.
Move! They piled in. Mara strapped Vera down.
Casoc beside. Shuttle lurched free.
Run signal hacked the comms. Traitorous human. The court declares purge. Surrender the Empress. Vera snatched the mic. Voice steel. Stand down, or fall. Silence. Then, identity confirmed. Supremacy lives. Shuttle banked hard. Stars wheeled. Mara checked vitals.
Steady.
Feyre gripped her hand. Scales warm against skin. You lock the case. For me? Mara met her gaze, but the grip said more. Bond sealed. Sensors blared. Cores realigned. No decoy fooled forever. Juno gripped controls. Keen, your call. Fight or run? Veyra's eyes burned. Fight. Mara reloaded the rig, cooled now. Compassion's edge sharpened. They held. Together. Claws ripped through the vent grate above the evac hatch. Sable Unit N0X dropped like black lightning. 6 hunters, each the size of a wolf, optics glowing red. The lead unit fired a stunner net. Threads crackled across the corridor, pinning Captain Juno Hale against the bulkhead. He convulsed, rifle clattering from numb fingers. Mara Keen knelt beside Empress Veyra. The alien ruler lay strapped to a makeshift gurney, scales pale under the emergency lights. Ivy line pumped stabilizers into her slashed torso. Vitals beeped steady on Mara's wrist scanner. But the breach alarm wailed. Hostiles inbound.
Stay down. Mara snapped.
No time for protocol. She yanked the IV needle free. Blood welled from the port in Veyra's arm. Mara slapped skin glue across it. Human field sealant. Bonds flesh in seconds. She smeared another strip over the torso wound. For good measure. You're cleared.
Stand. Veyra's golden eyes snapped open.
She surged upright, ripping monitor leads away. No stagger. No wince. The Empress moved like liquid fury, barehanded. No blade yet. Mara regretted the clearance instantly. Too fast. Too lethal. The Zir Talon rune spun from the console. Plasma pistol drawn. Flank left. His shot vaporized a drone buzzing from the side vent. Secondary swarm N0X remotes. Palm-sized killers packing neurotoxin spines. Veyra charged the nearest hunter. Her fist cracked its chassis. Sparks flew. The unit slashed back, claws raking air inches from her thigh. She twisted, grabbed its forelimb, and snapped it at the joint. Metal screeched. Veyra hurled the broken limb into another's optics. Blind, it thrashed. Mara dove for her medcase. Drones swarmed the corridor, spines glinting. Hale twitched on the deck, net still humming. Talon blasted 2 more. But the pack tightened. Mara slapped a spoof beacon onto her rig. A human evac hack jury-rigged from shuttle transponders. She synced it to the swarm's freak via wrist scanner.
Pulse sent.
Drones veered. Half the pack banked toward the beacon's fake signal, diving into a side duct. Got 'em rerouted. Mara yelled. She grabbed a sealant canister, shook it violent. Nanocharge from her kit fused in, improvised foam grenade. Thumbed the pin. Lobbed it into the fray. Foam erupted midair. White globs hardened instantly, webbing 3 N0X units. They slashed, stuck fast. Veyra pounced. Bare fists caved skulls. 1 unit broke free, lunged at her back. Spine loaded in its tail. Mara didn't think. She shoulder-tackled Veyra sideways. They crashed behind a crate stack. Spine shot whizzed past, embedding in the wall. Neurotox fizzed. Veyra rolled up first, pulling Mara with her. Foolish, soft skin. But her claws gripped Mara's shoulder. Steadying, not shoving. The last N0X circled. Talon fired. Missed. Veyra snatched Hale's fallen rifle. She fired from hip. 1 burst pulped the hunter's core. Silence fell. Drone silenced by the spoof. Foam hardened to concrete. Juno Hale groaned, net sparking off. Ramp, down. He slapped the release. Shuttle thrummed outside the hatch. Engines hot. Talon-covered rear, pistol sweeping shadows. Veyra paused, grabbed her discarded blade from the gurney. Long, curved, humming with Edgefield. She sheathed it at her hip. No words, just a nod to Mara. They piled into the shuttle. Juno staggered aboard last, sealing the hatch. Mara strapped Veyra into the jump seat. Medcase locked beside. Strap tight. G-forces incoming. Shuttle lurched skyward. Stars wheeled past viewports. Mara checked vitals. Steady pulse, glue holding. Veyra's scales brushed her hand. Warm. Alive. Ron hacked the comms panel. Imperial freak lit up. A voice boomed. Traitorous human. The court declares purge. Surrender the Empress. Veyra snatched the mic. Her voice cut steel. Run. Stand down. Or fall. Silence. Stretched. Then, identity confirmed. Supremacy lives. Juno banked hard. Inertia slammed Mara into her harness. Sensors blared. Proximity alert. N0X dreadnought on tail. No decoy fooled it forever. Massive shadow filled the rear cam. Keen, your call. Juno gripped controls, sweat beading his brow. Fight or run? Veyra's eyes burned into Mara. Mara nodded. Unlocked the rig. Cooled now, sealant reserves full. She patched into shuttle AUX, arm countermeasures. I'll spoof their trackers. Veyra unstrapped. Laid out. She moved to the dorsal turret, scales rippling under harness lights. Talon took ventral. Juno vectored evasive. Dreadnought loomed. Torpedoes launched, 6 streaks of plasma death. Mara synced her beacon array to the shuttle's core. Multi-freak jam. Torps veered. 2 detonating harmlessly.
Veyra fired!
Turret barked. Dreadnought armor sparked. A hit sensor array shattered. Their eyes, she roared, but boarding pods ejected. 4 slammed the hull. Clangs echoed. Breaches! Contacts! Juno yelled. 2 ports, 2 aft. Mara grabbed trauma kit, now weaponized. Veyra, with me. Starboard. Empress nodded. They sprinted the corridor. Pod hatch buckled. 2N0's units burst through. Claws primed. Veyra met them blade first. Sliced the lead's head clean. Second slashed her arm. Shallow. She countered, drove blade through its chest core. Mara flanked. Foam grenade primed, stuck it to the deck under the last. Explosion glued legs. Veyra stomped the chassis flat. Aft breach. Talon blasted one, but the other pinned him. Claws pierced his shoulder.
He strained!
Veyra charged. Mara followed. Unit turned. Spine tail whipped. Mara dove. Yanked Talon's leg clear. Spine grazed her boot. Veyra's blade ended it. Juno's voice crackled. Pods away. Dreadnought breaking off. Your spoof worked. They regrouped in the cockpit. Mara sealed Talon's wound. Glue again. Stim shot. He grunted thanks. Gash on arm wept blood. Mara cleaned it silent. Applied fresh glue. No yank this time. Gentle press. You fight like us. Veyra murmured. Scales parted under Mara's fingers. Trust. Just bleed. Anyone bleeding, Mara said, but she held the gaze. Bond sealed in foam and fire. Sensors cleared. Dreadnought vanished into hyperspace shadow. Shuttle steadied on Imperial vector. Rune stirred. Court awaits. Supremacy returns. Veyra gripped Mara's hand. Claws retracted. Not without her. Juno glanced back. Keen? You good? Mara reloaded the rig. Better armed now. Compassion had edges. Sharp ones. Imperial fleet, dozens strong. Lock-on tones rose. Not pursuit. Comms crackled. Run's voice. Hail from core worlds.
Veyra straightened.
Blade hummed ready. Mara checked glue seals. One crack in Veyra's torso line. She fixed it fast. Fleet closed. Lead cruiser signaled. Board or be boarded. Juno tensed. Your call still, Empress. Veyra looked to Mara. We board. Together, humans fixed what bled. Aliens cleaved what hunted. United, nothing fell. Shuttle docked. Airlock cycled. Figures waited beyond. Imperial guard. Robes stiff. But optics scanned deep. Probes honed. Rune stepped forward. Identity verified. Welcome. Supremacy. Veyra strode out. Mara at her side. Guards parted. Whispers rippled. The human? She lives? One guard. One guard lunged. Plasma lance humming inches from Mara's throat. She didn't flinch. Medkit snapped open in her left hand. Right palm pressed Veyra's flank. Seal holding, for now. Veyra's claws flashed. Lance shattered midair. She is mine, the Empress snarled. Scales rippled across her shoulders. Authority flooding the airlock. Guards froze. Optics whirred, recalibrating. Whispers died. Vizier Rune glided forward, robes whispering. Supremacy confirmed. The human accompanies. His gaze flicked to Mara, calculating, not warm. Mara exhaled, shuttle hatch sealed behind her. Juno's voice crackled through comms. Keen, you sure about this? Fleet's locking weapons. Peachy, Mara muttered. She eyed Veyra's torso. No fresh blood. Yet. Imperial guards flanked them down a corridor pulsing with red alert strobes. Bulkheads thrummed. Run led to the bridge. Hollow displays bloomed. A swarm of ships, Imperial sigils mixed with jagged dissident markers. Sable unit inbound. A console officer barked. Biometric lock on supremacy. ETA 3 cycles. Veyra's mandibles clicked. Evade. Hard burn to the core relay.
Alarms wailed.
Deck lurched as the cruiser ignited mains. Acceleration crushed Mara against a strut. Veyra staggered, torso seal split. Violet blood welled. Mara dove. Hold still. She yanked sealant foam, sprayed the gash. No time for scans. Fingers probed edges, muscle knit under pressure. Veyra's breath hitched, hot against Mara's neck. Pain receptors optimal, Veyra grated. You steady me. Standard field patch. Mara sealed it tight. Breathe shallow. No flexing. Thrust peaked. Stars blurred outside viewports. Dissident signatures scattered. Outgunned. For now. Rune hovered. Supremacy. The fleet fractures. Loyalists rally, but core worlds demand proof. Tribute protocol activates. Veyra waved him off. Bridge crew straightened as she straightened. All channels. This is Empress Veyra Ka. Stand down. The hunter dies today. Holofeeds lit. Ships pivoted. Dozens peeling from pursuit. A lead loyalist cruiser hailed, Supremacy lives, glory to the scale. Veyra turned to Mara. Claws retracted fully. You mend as I cleave. Medical equal, name acknowledged, Dr. Mara Keen. Mara wiped foam from her hands. Bridge hushed. Alien stared, human hands steady on Empress flesh. Whispers reignited. She touched the core wound. Unbidden, Run cleared his throat vents. Core awaits. The galaxy mobilizes tribute. Worlds will send envoys, jewels, warriors. Supremacy. Claim your due. Veyra's optics fixed on Mara. The human rejects baubles. Mara snorted. Not rejecting. Redirecting. She stepped forward, ignoring guard twitches. Crash zone locals, Cathari villagers. Exposed now. Your dissidents will glass them for leverage. Protect them. Full cordon. No negotiations. Silence crushed the bridge. Run scales paled. They are primitives, irrelevant to throne stability. They're bleeding, Mara said. My patience. You want trust? Start there. Veyra's tail curled. Approval signal, Mara noted. Issued. Fleet cordon on Kethar Prime. Med drops dispatched. Orders flew. Holomaps shifted. Ships diverted. Crew optics widened. A human dictated to the Empress, and she obeyed. Proximity klaxon blared. Sable unit breach. Ventral airlock. Deck shuddered. Blaster fire echoed. Guards surged. Veyra drew her blade, monomolecular edge singing. Run, bridge secure, Keen, stay. Mara grabbed her rig. Not without backup. She followed. Compassion didn't sit idle. Corridors twisted into chaos. Sable Unit N0X tore through bulkheads, a sleek horror of adaptive plating and tracer limbs. Biometric emitters pulsed, locking Veyra's signature. It fired. Plasma bolt grazed Veyra's pauldron. She rolled, slashed, a limb sparked. Mara flanked. Dart gun barked. Neurotoxin slud hit N0X's optic cluster. It staggered, recalibrating. Biometrics jammed. N0X hissed. Voice synthetic gravel. Target acquired. False flesh. Veyra lunged. Blade bit deep into chassis. Sparks flew.
N0X whipped a tail sting. Mara shoved Veyra clear. Sting raked her arm.
Pain bloomed, venom burning. She gritted teeth. Antidote auto-injected from suit. Rig out. Scalpel saw word. She carved into N0X's emitter core while it thrashed. Veyra finished it. Blade through the spark heart. Unit slumped. Optics dimming. Mara sealed her own gash. Told you. Humans fix what bleeds. Claws, gentle. And guard what mends. Rune arrived with guards. Threat neutralized. Core relay in reach. Back on bridge. Hyperspace loomed. Fleet coalesced. Loyal now. Rune bowed low. Supremacy, the court prepares. Envoys inbound. Tribute vaults open. She faced Mara. I offer vow instead. Bond pact, scale and flesh entwined. Serve as my shadow healer. Equal quarters. Your terms. Mara paused. Arm throbbed. Crash zone safe, for now. But Veyra's gaze held no transaction. Just scales parted, trust raw. Juno's calm pinged. Keen, fleet's yours.
Evac window closing. Not evac, Mara said aloud.
She met Veyra's optics, terms, field access, no court games. Locals first. Always. And shuttle mods for medevac. Veyra's mandibles spread, smile. Packed, sealed, claw extended, palm up. Mara clasped it, skin to scale. Warmth spread, rune vented shock. A human bound to throne. Bridge crew knelt, whispers. The vow. She claims it, hyperspace swallowed the fleet. Core worlds beckoned, but alarms flickered anew. Incoming hail, not Imperial. Dissident armada massing at relay point. Veyra's blade hummed.
They test the bond.
Mara reloaded darts. Let them. Juno's voice cut in. Strap in, Doc. This ride's getting bumpy. Compassion had edges. Now the galaxy would learn their bite.